there's a lot of different museums and stuff in the Stockholm area, and we were flipping through this guide like that they had given us at one of the tourist centers, and we were like looking for things that would be interesting, and we saw one that was called Tom Tits. So we were like, well, yeah, like we're gonna go do the Tom Tits because the name. And it is a little bit outside of Stockholm. I think we came south on a train today, about 45, 50 minutes. And we've walked through this cute little village. It's like a village, I mean, there's an H&M. And cut through some shopping malls and stuff, and we found our way over to Tom Tits. And we've walked in the door, and the very first thing we saw is a chair with nails on it. And I think that this place is gonna be like a place where you're gonna do some like experiments and stuff. So I think it's gonna be kind of in the vein of a like a science museum and stuff, but it seems like it's gonna be fairly interactive. So in that spirit, I think I'm gonna go ahead and interact my ass onto this nail seat and see how that goes. And I know like people lay on beds of nails and stuff, and I don't think it's gonna kill me or anything, but it is kind of an interesting thing just to see in the entryway of Tom Tits.
Watch your nards, dude.
Watch my nards. You gotta be careful. It hurt for this, like for a moment I got like, I'm gonna tell you all a secret. My butt's a little like pointy and the points kind of went into the points and it was a little bit shocking. But now that I've got things like fleshed out a little bit, like spreading the weight out, I'm all right. The nards are okay though, don't worry. I don't have pointy nards. Tom Tits' chair game is on point, and not just because they're pointy, but also because they're made for actual people. Look how big this is.
You gotta get one of these, dude. This is awesome. Eric, you can ride with me. There's another one.
What is this even?
I don't know.
Are you moving?
No.
I'm just moving.
Just you're moving.
Can you move? What is it? You going to space?
In the outer limits now.
This place is pretty amazing already. We've just come in and it's just full of things that you don't understand at all. You look at it, you're like, what's it gonna do? I love that wonder that a place like this brings. And I don't know what this is gonna do really, this little chair, so let's find out together. It's doing nothing. Oh, it's really mobile. Oh, it's really spinny. But it doesn't spin on its own. You gotta give it a little push, but it feels like it's gonna go forever. I'm a bit dizzy. Hey, you know what's fun about these? You know what I wanna do, right? You gotta crank your head to the side, really get things spinning. And then all the liquids are all screwed up. It's wonderful. What have you got going on in here? Are you a bus driver?
I'm a bus driver. This is amazing. I can actually turn the aircon on, and I turned it on high.
And it actually blows?
Yeah, it's blowing.
They got the radio going and everything.
I can't really do anything but turn the turn signals on, play with the aircon, and listen to music, but that's about it. But I get to sit in what feels like I really want to drive big things. All the big things. And this really feels like it. But we should probably not drive into that.
I'm gonna do some magic, I think. It's air blowing out these pipes. And I think that you're supposed to try to get this so like the ball.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing.
It's really cool. Can you do it this way?
Right now I wish we had 2 cameras so that you can see my face when you did that.
There's a table here, and the table has got these headbands hooked up to it with these metal things inside of it. And in the middle of the table is a tube, and inside of the tube is a ball. And the ball seemingly isn't connected to anything. However, when you put these headbands on, it's supposed to be able to tell who is more relaxed through EKG mind waves or something, and then it will push the ball towards the person who is not relaxed. So you can see which one of the two of you is more chill based on where the ball ends up. So
does the ball go to the person who's chill or the person who's not chill?
Not chill, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see how this works. Are you chill?
Never.
Alright, so we shot one of these and I was super duper duper relaxed, and I totally won because I'm the chill master. And this time I'm shooting it while I'm talking and like filming and talking and blah blah blah, so less relaxed. And as we can see, the ball is actually coming towards me a little bit. So I don't know, maybe there's some logic or they figured out some way to make the magic work. But I'm talking a lot and the ball's now going over towards Katie. Katie, you gotta be relaxed. Are you relaxed? No talking, relaxing. So I'm so chill that I keep winning. So now I'm standing and I'm trying to like make a little bit of motion and stuff with this crazy headgear hooked up, and I'm still winning. I think maybe we should switch sides if we really want to get an equal, like an actual, like scientific test worked out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This isn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
It just shows you're fat.
It shows you're fat. Just go down.
That was terrible. Do you remember what color my shirt was? I found something special. It's a dog turd. There's nobody in this little room. We're gonna go in here and see what it does.
It's super duper duper quiet in here.
So you put your finger in? That was... I feel like I can't talk, like, during it.
Katie's always going on and on about how good her sniffer is. So they've got this little experiment here where you can sniff a bunch of different various things and then flip this thing up and it'll tell you if you were right or not.
And this time it's not farts. We literally, the last time we did one of these, it was farts.
Did you get it right?
I mean, it was a fart. I have to preface this with the fact that these are a lot of scents that we don't have. It smells a bit like meaty shoes, like new shoes that are filled with meat. And cocoa, no way. Okay, I smell it now, but there's just meat and shoes for that. Yeah, I would never know what that is.
Like a boat.
Yeah, it's what boats are made out
It
of.
smells like sailors.
I don't want to know what sailors smell like. Onion. Whoa. Okay, now it smells like onion. You kind of have to give it more than you think you have to give it. But at the same time, you don't want to give it too much because it might be farts.
They've got an entire table of these pin things.
It just reminds me of Terminator. We frightened some teenagers and now they're gone. So we get to go through this scary little maze that is all in the dark. I wish I hadn't looked at the cameras before, but we kind of needed to know when all the kids were gone so I don't end up like killing a small child in here. There's seriously the sound of flies in there. Like, this thing is filled with flies. It's creepy. That dark is, it's really dark in there, and they are using the fly sound to just kind of freak you out, and you get into a room with a big ball, and in the room with the big ball it just sounds like really loud flies, and then a little redheaded girl comes through with a light and you're like, why do you have the light on? This is supposed to be the dark experience. It was difficult to get through, and you're just using your feelers the entire time. Wow.
They made this scooter, and the wheel turns the opposite direction of what you expect it to. And thank God they put some like training wheels on the side, because otherwise you would kill yourself. This is really intense.
Yeah, for real. Training wheels like a mofo. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Gotcha! Yeah, that's a little scary. Just put that back in the reproductive section.
Can't really tell where the wall is going to be. Okay, I can see it now. What is this?
The circus. There's been a lot of random little circusy things, like the mirrors in that one thing where you're trying the mirror maze. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is like the mirror maze.
What I find confusing is that it seems like somebody went to a lot of effort to build this little box. But I don't really, like, you just spend time going, what exactly is it? Like, the lights are changing, and then the patterns are changing on the walls. Is that the whole purpose of this, or am I missing something, like, amazing? It's a lot of ducks. I'm okay with the duck. The duck situation is pretty tight.
So this museum has a slide that takes you outside of the museum and back in. It's kind of like being a little kid and somebody had built the house the way you wanted it to be built. Let's see how it goes. Whoa! Holy crap, it goes back in the building! Oh, okay, that was really cool.
That slide was hella faster than I thought. I think it's because it's like aluminum and then you're on this little mat thing.
Did it go out outside the building, then inside, then outside again.
I think so.
I really couldn't keep track of the inside or the outside.
I'm not going to know until I go back and watch the footage. It was really, really fast. And it was longer than I expected. Like,
yes, it was longer.
We were
I thought
only on
that
the
it was
third
just going
floor.
to curve around, but it went much farther than I thought.
It was a pretty cool ending to the Tom Tits experience, which is sort of mixed, to be honest. You have a lot of wonder when you first come in and you see all these things. You're like, how do these work? Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun to try to figure out. But you sort of kind of get to the point where you can't figure some of the stuff out at all. And there is a lot of English written on things.
I was saying, like, what's the percentage of things that are here that we were either not able to understand or didn't work? And my percentage, I kind of highballed it. I'll give it 35%.
Of what you mean you couldn't figure it out or it didn't work?
Was either I was not able to figure it out or it wasn't functioning.
Yeah, and a lot of times it'll have instructions and stuff, and it's in English, and you do them, and you're still kind of like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you need a guide at the Tom Tits experience.
Yes, I think you do need a guide, and there is absolutely no one working here except for people who are doing maintenance.
Construction workers
There's
are
just
everywhere.
Construction workers in here, that's it.
But I think it was fairly cool, but for how much it cost. I think that I expected it to be more like in operation. There was quite a few things that you'd come across that weren't like working. More
in operation or more people there to just make sure that you're having a good time. I don't know if that seems so weird.
Just like a staff member on one staff member on every floor or something, just to like when you're looking confused to come over and help you out would be cool.
Other people I've seen working here in the cafeteria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's nobody working here. And
slinging meatballs.
The website, when I looked at it, kind of made it seem like it'd have little scientists around, like just making sure that we're all enjoying the science.
Yeah. Do you remember what the cost was to get in?
It was $190
per person.
Per person. So in dollars, that's $20.
Still working on this.
No, that can't be $20.
It's close to it. Get your butt out. This is the world you live in when you like are jumping back and forth with currencies.
I'm gonna find out.
You're gonna find out?
Yeah. Well, not with Google Maps. I'm not gonna find it out with Google Maps. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part, I really just like the slide was really good. Like, but that almost wasn't really a part of the experience in a way because it wasn't like an experiment type thing. But the slide was fun. I think at the very beginning, just walking in and being like, okay, these are the little bikes that you move on, and I think that
bike was one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite things.
It was $22.
$22 per person.
Per person.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that was a big waste of money.
You think it was? You would go that far?
Huge waste of money.
What's it worth? $5. I would say if it was $10, I wouldn't have felt too bad, but 22 is a lot. But man, what we've learned is Sweden is expensive.
It's definitely expensive.
Things here are just expensive. So
another thing about this museum is I feel like with every type of museum, there's a certain length of time or a certain amount of energy that you can give to a topic. And there's so much. I think they were counting all the experiments or all the things you could do here, and I saw the number 526.
Yeah.
Like 526. What's this? What's this? I can't do that 526 times.
Yeah, you get really like mental fatigue.
Yeah, mental fatigue. There we go. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing, but I think the name is really the biggest draw. And there were a few things. My favorite thing was when my shirt turned gray.
That was really cool.
That was really cool. That I still don't understand, and I'm still really happy that I went in that little room. But yeah, kind of.
Tom Tits, not the tits.
Not the tits.
Not the
tits. This is going to be the Tom Tits experience, okay? I'm going to take you with me. So we walk into a room, and it gets dark, so you might not be able to see me very well, but that doesn't matter. Me doesn't matter. First, you're going to walk up to a screen that says there's no signal. What's going on there, we don't know. You don't get to enjoy whatever that was. You look to the next screen and some really cool pictures are happening. Like it's thermo imaging and stuff like that. So you look down at this machine that's in front of you and you're like, okay, somehow I can make that picture up there with this machine. Somehow that works. I've got a picture of a light bulb, an iron, and a book. That's a book.
It's a laptop, I think.
I push all the buttons. Nothing happens. I fiddle with this, then something scares you. Some sort of strange noise scares the crap out of you. And then you fiddle with this thing and you let it go and you walk away. That is the Tom Tits experience.
Lots more from Sweden and Europe on its way, as well as a new series from Japan starting soon. If you missed it, check out our first Stockholm video linked above and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to keep up with our daily adventures. Those look like titties. Tom titties.